really almost with both the hard money or the private money, right? I think you talked about previously that your your actual transaction with that is that they're going to send the money direct to the title company, right? So like
Correct.
the money could never be in my account.
Correct.
Okay.
Now they can do that. So for example, if you're talking to a private lender, you can do it however you want, but I'll tell you the standard way. Because if you're talking to your dad and your dad's like, look, I don't care. I don't want to have to send it to the title company. I'm just going to wire it over to you and you deal with it. Right. I've got some students that they have those agreements with either a dad or a family member or someone who really trusts them and just says, here's $100,000. We got a handshake agreement because, you're like a son to me or you are a son to me, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But typically what's going to happen is you're going to get into an agreement with a private lender in a property. That property, whether it's the agent or the wholesaler, they are going to copy you into the title company in an email transaction. And they're going to say, here's the buyer, here's the executed agreement. Will you open up title for this transaction, for this property, this parcel? Title will start opening up that property. At that point, you will copy in your private lender and say, this is Joe Bob or Jane Doe. They're going to be financing this transaction. Here are the terms we've agreed to. List them out. And then Jane Doe, at Jane Doe, comment her in, will you confirm these terms? And then say at title company, once this is confirmed, we have your title attorneys draw up the agreement. So they're going to write up the promissory note that during closing, you're going to sign. Then when you get to closing, they'll have sent over a few days ahead some preparatory documents, and you'll get wiring information. They'll send that over to your private lender, and your private lender is going to wire that money over ahead of time, probably 2-3 days ahead of time. So if you've got a $80,000 purchase and $20,000 of rehab, you're borrowing $100,000. They're going to wire $100,000 over, and that $100,000 is that once you execute it, $80,000 will be used for purchase, and then you can do a few things. If you have them wire all 100 over, the title company is going to cut you a check for the overage. So that extra $20,000. Now you're going to have some closing costs and things like that. So maybe you get a check for $14,000. But now you have the money in your pocket for rehab. The other way you could do that is they wire over 80, and then you deal with distributions with the private money lender. Different lenders do it different ways. I recommend if you can just have it all done at once and you've got all the cash in your pocket, great. More experienced private lenders want a little bit more protection, so they'll do draws. So they'll give you the 80 up front, and then they'll send you, say, $5,000 to get started. And then you got to prove to them that you're actually doing something with it instead of just going to the Bahamas. Hey, thanks for watching. If this was helpful to you and you want to keep learning the most productive insider secrets about real estate investing, subscribe here. If you're ready to start building your cash flowing portfolio and do what I did, build a multi-million-dollar portfolio in 18 months so that you can quit the rat race 9 to 5 in less than 3 years, and you want someone to walk you through the entire process step by step so that you can move faster with less risk, be protected from risk, then click here to learn how I work with people. And I will show you how I help people get their first cash flowing rental in 90 days. Don't stay trapped. Become financially free so you can do what matters.